Hi, it's Germaine from livewellzone.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a stinging nettle leaf infusion. Now, stinging nettle to me is one of the most important herbs for women. I really do believe that if you have nothing else in your kitchen cabinet, you should at least have this herb. Okay, it has so many benefits. In fact, I've done a whole video talking about the benefits of this herb, so I'll make sure to link to it in the cards and in the description below so you can watch it. But just really quickly, some of the benefits of this herb is that it is great for supporting liver function. Now, we need a healthy liver when we are trying to balance our hormones, because it is necessary for metabolizing excess hormones as well as for helping us get rid of toxins. Okay, if you're struggling with heavy periods or heavy bleeding in general, maybe because of fibroids or something else, stinging nettle can also be helpful because it contains vitamin K. Now, vitamin K not only is necessary for blood clotting, but it also plays a role in estrogen metabolism. And we want to make sure again that our estrogen levels are balanced, because that can contribute to heavy periods, that can contribute to cramps as well. Okay. In addition, stinging nettle, some people use the tea as a hair rinse because it can help to slow down hormonal hair loss and to actually help you start to regrow your hair. So that's more of a cosmetic use of the tea. In addition, it is super rich in minerals. So in particular, iron is a very good source of iron. So again, if you're having heavy cycles and you're losing a lot of blood, this is one way for you to help restore your iron levels. It also contains other minerals like manganese, potassium, and calcium. In addition, is rich in vitamins A, C, and of course vitamin K, which I talked about earlier. It's got fatty acids in it, and it's got plenty of amino acids. It can be helpful when it comes to supporting thyroid function as well as with boosting your energy. The list goes on and on when it comes to stinging nettle. Okay, so go ahead and watch the other video that I did that really went into details about the benefits. The amount of tea that we're going to make in this video, that's the amount that you'll be drinking in one day. All right, so we'll get to that. And then last but not least, you want to make sure that you're buying bulk herbs, because you need a lot of herbs in order to make this tea. So you can't do this with tea bags. It's not going to be very practical. So you want to buy this in bulk. I usually buy it in 1 pound bags. I'm going to put links below the video to some online retailers where you can get this herb for yourself. All right, so without further delay, let's get to the recipe. So for this recipe, all you need is a quart-sized mason jar along with 1 ounce of dried nettle leaves. You also need some freshly boiled water. So all you're going to do is just pour your boiled water into the jar. And as you do that, the herbs are going to slowly start to rise all the way to the top. And when you get to the point where you can't add in any more water, grab a spoon and then just give the mixture a good stir. So by stirring, you're basically just helping to saturate the herbs, and that is going to create more room for you to add in more water. And we're going to add just a little more water to top up. So you just want to allow about maybe 1 inch to 2 inches of space at the top. And once you're done, simply place your lid on the jar, secure the lid, and allow the mixture to sit for at least 4 hours or overnight. Okay, so now it's the next day. Our infusion is ready. So we're going to take the lid off of the jar. And then you're going to grab a large bowl as well as a strainer. And you want to make sure that your strainer is pretty fine. So you should have very small holes in your strainer. And we're going to pour the contents of the jar into the strainer. And next, you're going to grab a spoon and you're going to use that spoon to press down on the herbs. So this is simply going to help you get every last and final bit of this infusion out of the herbs, because there's usually a fair amount of liquid that is sometimes trapped in those herbs. So just press down as best as you can and get as much of it as you can out of those herbs. And you're left with a nice dark rich infusion. Now grab your jar, the same jar you were using before, and just pour the tea straight into the jar. And by the way, I should point out that I did rinse out that jar just because there were a few herbs that were lingering in it. Okay, so you might want to make sure to do that. Now you can drink the tea as is, but I do like to improve the flavor with a little bit of raw honey. And I usually will add at least 2 spoonfuls of honey because it takes about that much to really cut that earthy and slightly bitter flavor that comes out of making these this nettle infusion. Just give it a good stir, mix in your honey, and once you're done, pop your lid on the jar and you're good to go. So that's it for the recipe. Now, as I mentioned before, this is the amount of tea that you would drink within a day, okay? But you could store it longer in the fridge. So it will last anywhere from maybe 48 to 72 hours stored in the fridge. Just keep in mind that the longer it sits around though, the less potent it is going to be because it doesn't have any preservatives in it, all right? So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and of course, share this with anybody else that would benefit from this information. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.